do your thing. This is your year, man. And you can't drop the ball. If you come to drop the ball and be hanging out in front of your house coming at you. So thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Chancellor David Banks.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And welcome back to another wonderful, amazing school year. I don't know about you, but I'm always super duper excited about the beginning of the school year. And look at all these wonderful, brilliant, just phenomenal young people over here. Are you excited to be back in school? Are you excited to be back in school? You excited to be back in school? They are excited to be back in school. And I think my team, our senior leadership team, we're joined by so many who are here as well. I've got a phenomenal team. We spent a lot of time preparing for this. But the folks who are in this school, I just want to say thank you to Principal Kreiner and your team here at PS 121. Thank you for all the work that you do. You could see from the morning lineup, right, the tone that gets set around organization, high expectations. It's all set from the very earliest moments. I know a good school from the moment that you walk in through the front doors. And here, I didn't even have to walk into the front doors. I just walked into the schoolyard. And I knew that you had great leadership. You've got a great team. You could feel the spirit of what this school is really all about. So kudos to you, sir, and your staff here. Thank you. All your teachers. I did want to give a special shout out to a woman who I saw out there making it happen. She's been the longtime parent coordinator at this school. Her name is Ramona Brunson. Where's Miss Brunson? Miss Brunson, where are you, Miss Brunson? Wave your hand, Miss Brunson. Wave your hand, Miss Brunson, so they know what a great parent coordinator looks like. I get asked questions all the time, and I'm sure we'll have some questions today about how we're dealing with the migrant students. And if you read the papers, you would think there's chaos that's happening in our schools. 20,000 migrant students have come in. Well, first of all, over 18,000 already came in last year. They've already been assimilated into the schools. And the work that has been happening with them has been so phenomenal because of the great principals, the teachers, the parent coordinators, and everybody that's a part of the schools. Kids who came in not even speaking a word of English. By the end of a year, already speaking English. It is the story of New York City. We don't treat people as outsiders. We welcome them with open arms. And that's what we have been doing here. So I just want to tell everybody here, don't believe the hype when you hear the messages as though there's somehow chaos and anarchy. What you see happening here today is happening at schools all across New York City. So go tell that story. Absolutely. And I also wanted to shout out the Parent Association President, Michael McCarthy. Where are you, Mr. McCarthy? Is here as well. Mr. McCarthy, thank you so much. We don't get to be successful, Mr. McCarthy, in our schools unless we have people like you and our parents who are fully engaged and are real partners. And I can see that's what's happening at this school. And I want to thank you on behalf of this administration for all that you do. If there's anything that I think I'm really proud of as we are kicking off another year, I got asked a question at a press conference yesterday as I kind of reflected on my first year, my first full year and going into my second full year. And I will tell you, I think one of the things that I'm most proud of, I didn't say it yesterday, but I want to say it now, is that I'm really proud of the relationship that I have built with Michael Mogul and the United Federation of Teachers. I want to say that publicly. I was a member of the U of T for years when I was a teacher right here in this city. And over the years, I watched this acrimony between the union and the administration as though that was something that was a given. And I want you to know it's not a given. It's built on relationships and it's built on trust. And Michael and I have been in constant communication from the moment that I was announced that I was going to be the mayor announced that I would be the chancellor. Michael's one of the first people to reach out. We talk regularly because we recognize that if we want to win and we want to help all of our kids win, we can't be standing on opposite sides of this. We got to work together. We're not always going to agree on every issue, but we don't have to be disagreeable. And that's a message that the mayor sends all the time. Let's work together and do the things that we need to do. I want to thank the superintendent of this district, Christine Vaughn. Christine, where are you? Thank you for your leadership for the entire district. This is a district that has adopted expeditionary learning as their approach to the teaching of reading. The number one issue, and you will hear me say it everywhere that I go, is what we are doing around reading. 51% of the kids in New York City are not on grade level. That's wholly unacceptable. And then you look at the faces here. Look at these kids. Look at them. 64% of black kids in New York City are not on grade level. 63% of Latino students are not on grade level. That should be wholly unacceptable. And it's amazing to me that all the issues that get written about, it almost never gets even mentioned. There are a lot of other issues that I consider noise, that I guess people feel like that's what people want to read about. What I am going to be laser focused on is ensuring that every single child in the school system is on grade level no later than the 3rd grade. That is the work that this organization, this administration will be completely focused on. When we came into office, the mayor talked about the students with dyslexia. And we started that out right away, screening all of our students, determining which ones are at risk of dyslexia, and then doing further screenings and interventions for those kids. But the broader issue is that for even kids who don't have dyslexia, they can't read. And that's because we haven't taught them properly how to read. And for many years, we adopted a balanced literacy approach. And I'm thrilled that we've gotten away from that. I'm thrilled that Teachers College just the other day removed that program from their school at Columbia and will no longer be impacting schools all over the nation. We helped to make that happen by letting folks know right here in New York City, we're going to get our kids on track. They're going to learn how to decode words. They're going to learn the foundations of reading, phonics, to be able to develop into confident readers. You don't get to be a student who loves to read if you've never learned how to read. And it's going to start as early as pre-K. At the work of Dr. Kara Ahmed at our early childhood education, all of our early childhood programs focused on reading. All the teachers being trained over the summer. We are ready to go. This is going to be a wonderful and amazing year. We're going to do this together with all of our elected officials. I'm so thrilled that the Assemblymember Benedetto is here, Borough President Vanessa Gibson is here, and our council member Velasquez is here. We're going to need all of your support. We're going to need all of your support to make this happen. So that is our big issue, but I am thrilled to make an announcement here this morning before we turn it over to Michael Mulgrew, because this is something that he has fought for years. And I've been asked this question many times as we brought more of the migrant students, most of whom are Spanish-speaking, not all, but most of whom are Spanish-speaking. Are you ready? Do you have enough teachers? How are you prepared to meet the demand? So we're thrilled to announce today that we're activating a special group of teachers who already work in our schools. There are currently over 500 tenured teachers who, beyond their primary teaching licenses, hold additional licenses in English as a new language and bilingual education. Over 500 who already have those licenses. These are very special teachers who can teach multiple subjects, but often they do not for fear of having to restart their tenure. So if you're teaching one subject and you already have tenure in that subject, and yet your school really needs you now to teach E&L or to teach bilingual education, they don't shift to do that because they don't want to give up their tenure in their primary license. So today we're announcing that effective immediately, any tenured teacher who holds a secondary E&L or bilingual license and secures a position under that license will be granted automatic tenure in that E&L or bilingual license. That is a very, very, very big deal. That is a huge deal. And it would not have happened without Dr. Betty Rosser, our New York State education leader. We thank her. We really wish that she could have been here with us today. But I don't give anybody any more thanks than I give Michael Mogul. Many years before I became the chancellor, Michael Mogul was fighting for this very issue. And so I think it's so appropriate to turn over the microphone to him. He has been a champion for this. It is going to help us out tremendously. Yes, and Senator, where's Senator Bailey? Did he make it? Senator Bailey, everybody. Let's give Senator Bailey a big shout out. Senator, we are excited. We're excited to be here in your district. This is a phenomenal school. We're excited for what this new year holds. We are welcoming all of these new migrant students into our schools with open arms. We know it's a larger political issue and that the mayor and others have to deal with. But when they show up in our schools, they're going to get the best that we have. And if you want to see New York City public schools at its best, I invite you to visit the schools, see what's happening in these schools, see how these teachers are showing up, see how these parents like Ms. Brunson and Mr. McCarthy are showing up. Food drives, clothing drives, they're doing everything. It is what the best of New York City is all about. But Michael, thank you for pushing on this issue, because this is going to ensure that we get more teachers in the classrooms right away who can help to meet this gap. And I want to say thank you for making it happen.